Thanks for joining us this hour on Court TV News. I am Nifemi Oguntoye. The Independent National Electoral Commission, INEC, has again extended the deadline for the collection of permanent voter cards by 4 weeks. Secretary to the Commission, Augusta Ogaku, said in a statement that the collection of PVCs will continue until March 8th. The extension, according to her, is as a result of the decision to shift the general elections by 6 weeks. The INEC secretary expressed hope that the extension will finally avail all registered voters who are yet to collect their PVCs the opportunity to do so. Meanwhile, the APC presidential campaign organization claims that President Goodluck Jonathan instigated the postponement of the election by 6 weeks out of fear of electoral loss. It said that he had seen the handwriting on the wall and decided to use the renewed efforts by a multinational force against insurgents as an excuse. Spokesman for the campaign team, Garba Shehu, said in a statement that there were indications through opinion polls that President Jonathan was in his last days at Aso Rock. He added that polls commissioned by the government in secret by independent polling companies in the United States, United Kingdom, and Israel have shown the president that the Nigerian people were massively against him. The campaign spokesman noted that the postponement is just a postponement of the inevitable. And the APC is also saying now that the military authorities are conniving with the People's Democratic Party to postpone the general election. Party chairman John Odigio made this allegation at a news conference in Abuja. He wondered why the military and security chiefs, including the National Security Advisor Sambo Dasuki, never raised security concerns until a few days to the presidential elections.
Any further postponement can only lead to a constitutional crisis of major proportions. The Constitution provides for at least 30 days before the handover date, May 29th, for an election to be held. We have strong suspicions, in fact stronger than suspicions, but hope that this postponement is not part of the agenda to generate this constitutional crisis in the country. We are just recently recovering from a crisis precipitated by the famous June 12th crisis. We are aware of plans to intimidate and orchestrate the arrest of our leaders across the country on frivolous grounds. We are now aware of how the PDP used intimidation and arrest to rig the last governorship elections in Ekiti State. We are aware that this is the plan of the PDP in the current phase we're in. But we have no doubt at all. We have absolute faith that Nigerians will stand up to this. We have no doubt that the international community is also watching.
Coalition of civil groups has called for the resignation of the service chiefs for their failure to guarantee adequate security for the elections earlier scheduled for February. Coordinator of the Transition Monitoring Group, Ibrahim Zikirulai, made the coalition's position known at a press conference in Abuja. The rights activists noted that by claiming that they cannot guarantee security, the security agencies have succeeded in arm-twisting the Independent National Electoral Commission to shift the elections in order to satisfy the ruling People's Democratic Party. TMG argued that electoral umpire has no strong case to postpone the election on the strength of an insurgency that has ravaged the Northeast for 6 years.
This election, that are pushing for the shifting of the election, knows that the reason is not tenable. So what they did simply is treasonable. Is to just say that, well, you can go and have your election, we will not provide security, simply because it is entrusted in their hands. And that is why we are calling for the immediate resignation of the service chiefs, because their loyalty is no longer to the Nigerian nation. It is now for individual few who want to use the postponement for their own parochial interests. So for us, the insurgency in Nigeria does not start today. Even if it starts today, there are parts of the country where the insurgents are operating. And don't also forget that these same states, in the face of the insurgents, have organized local government election. And heaven did not fall there. So the president himself has gone to Maiduguri twice in the last 1 month to canvass for election. So if the security in the northeast, he has gone to Bauchi, he has gone to Gombe, he has gone to Adamawa. If the insecurity in those areas permitted him to campaign, then I do not see the insurgencies tampering with our votes.
A federal high court in Abuja has referred a suit challenging the eligibility of President Goodluck Jonathan for re-election to the Court of Appeal. Justice Ahmed Mohammed took the decision on the basis of an application filed by the plaintiffs Adejimo Ajagbe and Olatoye Wahab. Hearing of the substantive suit had not commenced when the plaintiffs pushed for referral on the grounds that the Court of Appeal had to make pronouncement on a vital issue in the case. Attorney General of the Federation, Mohammed Adoke, opposed the application, but another defendant, the Independent National Electoral Commission, did not oppose it. Now, this is the second case on Jonathan's eligibility that is pending before the appeal court. Meanwhile, another federal high court in Abuja has set a February 23 date for hearing in a suit challenging the eligibility of the presidential candidate of the All Progressives Congress, Muhammadu Buhari. The suit, which is seeking the disqualification of the APC candidate, was filed by an Abuja-based lawyer, Max Ozuaka, and has the Independent National Electoral Commission as co-defendant. When the matter came up for mention on Monday, lead counsel to the APC candidate Wole Olanipekun informed presiding judge Adeneye Ademola of his intention to file a preliminary objection to the suit. Justice Ademola, in his ruling, said he would consolidate the suit with a similar one, challenging Buhari's eligibility into one case.
The court has adjourned in anticipation of the processes that we want to file on behalf of the defendant. The first defendant, challenging the entire processes filed. That's just a summary of it. They are legal processes, and this is entitled to file the processes challenging the entire action, the orders made by the court for substitute service, and even the service they are purportedly done through the pages of newspapers. By the grace of God, we'll be here on the 23rd of February.
So all counsel were in court, and we informed the court that certain processes were being filed, and that in any event we had come to appear on protest against the suit. Some other people came to say they wanted to join, but you know, in law, the one that you deal with first is the one challenging the jurisdiction of the court. It is after that issues can properly arise as to whether any other person can join. So for now, the matter is adjourned to the 23rd of February to deal with all pending applications in order of priority.
You're on to the midday news at Core TV News, and we'll be back shortly after now with more stories. Don't go away.
Every day, every hour, and every minute, news break in Nigeria. Things happen so fast, it's most times difficult to track and comprehend them. But that's what we do right here on Digit 360. 2015, would you want to come back again?
It's like asking Jesus Christ if he knew he was going to die, will you want to come back as the savior of the world again?
We do not just help you track the stories, we break them down, explore all the angles, analyze the issues so that you can fully comprehend the stories and use them to make the right decisions.
The gubernatorial election is here again. The Nigerian Institute of Public Relations, NIPR, Lagos State Chapter presents Lagos Decides 2015. This is a platform designed to give equal opportunity to all the candidates vying for the post of governor in Lagos State. All candidates are hereby invited to present their respective manifestos to its select audience comprising of PR practitioners, media, and other prominent professionals. Lagos Decides 2015 comes up on Wednesday, 11 February 2015. Time, 11 a.m. Venue, LCCI Event Center, CBD, Alausa Ikeja. Admission is strictly by invitation. For sponsorship details and advert placement, call Joe on 0802 3924 913 or Jola on 0802 366 3429. Proudly supported by MITV, Star FM 101.5, Galaxy Television, Core TV, Cool TV, Wazobia TV, Nigeria Info, and Frontiers Consulting. The debate will be broadcast and streamed live. NIPR, deepening democratic values.
Welcome back. You're on to the Midday News and Core TV News. And you can also get all of our top stories on any of our social media platforms. On Facebook, it's facebook.com/Core TV News. We're also trending on Twitter at Core TV News NG. You can as well stream all of our programs on YouTube. It's youtube.com/Core TV, Live Space and News. Moving on now, the presidential candidate of the All Progressives Congress, Muhammadu Buhari, on Monday took his message of change at the Delegates Conference of the Nigeria Labour Congress. The head of state told the gathering in Abuja that in line with his party's manifesto, he will identify and promote growth of industries and give incentives for local content if elected president. He also expressed the belief that Nigeria can set a standard for the African continent by providing competent leadership that has capacity, courage, and know-how.
You believe that the labor of our heroes past and present shall never be in vain. You believe that our hopes and dreams can become reality. You believe in a nation bound in freedom, peace, and unity. You believe that we can rebuild the broken walls. You believe that our great country can set a standard for all of Africa to see. I pray that you will give me the opportunity to play a part in bringing about this change that the All Progressives Congress, the APC, so strongly desires for our country, Nigeria.
Though the Independent National Electoral Commission has announced a rescheduled dates for the general elections to March 28 and April 11, this has not dampened the enthusiasm of the Lagos PDP as it continues campaigning for elections at Oshodi. Oluwaseyi Adegoke was there and filed in this report.
Everybody, 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 everybody loves Jimmy Agbaje.
As usual, party chieftains and faithful gathered to welcome the Lagos PDP governorship candidate Jimmy Agbaje to Oshodi in the heart of Lagos. Speaking on the elections, Lagos PDP chairman Tunji Shele says he is sure of his party's victory in the coming election.
Our journey started from Agege, and we have traversed the length and breadth of Lagos State during this journey. Some of local government area. I'm very pleased to see all of you. I'm very happy with you. Thank you, sir. And I pray that all of you convince another 500,000 people for PDP.
Lagos PDP leader Bode George says the people should vote for PDP for a real change to happen in Lagos.
We as Lagosians, time is running out. And I want to beg you, the singular opportunity you have to change the government is through the ballot paper. Do not be provoked to violence. I want to thank you because they know that the journey is over. Their time is over. God in His infinite mercy too has ordained that their time has run out.
The Lagos PDP governorship candidate Jimmy Agbaje, in his message to the rally, urged the people to shun violence and assures them of PDP's victory in the coming gubernatorial election.
Myself and Mr. Akinwumi Ambode, we met today and we made a pledge. We made a pledge on behalf of ourselves and on behalf of all of you that this election that we are going for, there will be no violence. I hope you are following me. I have promised for myself, I promise for you that there will be no violence as we go into the elections. There will be no violence before, there will be no violence on election day, and there will be no violence after election. I tell you, PDP, we are the ones going to win this election. I said we are the ones going to win this election. Because we are sure we are going to win the election. We know we will win because we have better ideas than they have. Because in all the areas, they have failed.
The Lagos PDP urged the people to use the opportunity of the rescheduled election to collect their PVCs and vote for PDP at all levels. Oluwaseyi Adegoke, Court TV News, Lagos.
Meanwhile, Lagos State Governor Babatunde Fashola has now urged all Progressive Congress Party supporters and Lagosians to vote for the party's governorship candidate Akinwumi Ambode and reject falsehood that the PDP represents. Fashola made this call as the party continues its campaign to Alimosho local government area, despite the shift in the election dates. Patience Ajiboye's report on the rally is presented from our studios.
With the music of Bonswe King Adewale Ayuba, providing entertainment and despite the scorching sun and the shift in the days of the elections, residents of Alimosho were firm in the support of the All Progressive Congress and the party's candidates as they welcomed the party's train amidst fanfare. Henry Ajomale, the party chairman in Lagos, assures residents that the Peel's shift only makes the party stronger, urging them to be steadfast.
We are getting stronger and stronger. It's just like a footballer who refused to come to the field and the football was postponed. The following day, the competition resumed. What happened? They lost. Instead of losing by 2 goals, they lost by 10 goals.
Governor of Lagos State Babatunde Fashola says Jonathan's led administration is one that is filled with falsehood, urging Nigerians and Lagosians to reject the party at all levels.
Now let me remind you all the lies that followed those girls' story. When those girls were first missing, the military said they have rescued them. That's the first thing they said. When we said bring them, they say no, they are not missing. After, they said they have seen them in one forest. We said go and bring them, and they say they can't enter. After, they said they have signed peace accord with Shekau. Then they have killed Shekau 5 times, but Shekau has not died.
The APC governorship candidate Akinwumi Ambode says the major kernel of his administration will be to ensure that more gainful employment is created for Lagosians.
They announced, they said they've shifted the date of the election, but they cannot shift our destiny. Even where we are, this Abesa Mini Stadium, we will finish it, we'll complete it, and take it up to international standard. We are going to create jobs for all our youths, and that's why we have said we are going to have an employment trust fund that will create little capital or even that small assets that all our young ones want, that they can be able to create jobs for themselves and even create jobs for others.
As a fresh countdown begins, it is hoped that campaigns become more effective and ultimately peaceful to ensure that electorate make informed choices.
Oyo State Labour Party gubernatorial candidate Adebayo Alawo Akala has promised to restructure the education sector in the state if he emerges next governor of Oyo State. Akala stressed that the sector has suffered a setback, inadequate funding and neglect by the current administration, which will be a thing of the past with him at the helm of affairs.
We will not overlap our school children and our teachers. Effectively, you can teach what you have to have in your class. You know what I mean? You can effectively teach what you have to have students in your class. We started it. Governor started it with us. I was the deputy governor, he was the secretary. So what if you have a rule about that? We started it. I was the deputy, he was the SSG. So we did it and we continue to do it. So that we don't deliver our teachers. So that they will have students that they can control. In those days, our teachers will know us by name. When you are going, they will call your name. So that's the salary I want from our teachers. But that's able to recognize their students by name.
Speaking to the workers gathered to endorse the former governor, Director General of Labour Party Campaign Organization, Kola Balogun, and the party senatorial candidate Oluwabiala, say the decision to shift the date of the general elections clearly shows panic.
We are ready for the
from
election
ruling party
whenever INEC is ready. And I hope there will be no further postponement after this last one. So that's my opinion and that's our position.
It's unfortunate, but there's nothing we can do about it because the change of date was informed purportedly by the security report. And it's like they are saying the life of the presiding officers, of the supervisors, of all the hard work staff are in danger. Nobody will want to take that risk. And for that, INEC will be forgiven.
The police authorities in Kano have warned politicians and their supporters of their intention to clamp down on political violence and inflammatory speeches before and after the forthcoming elections. The police also ensured that the leadership of the major political parties signed a non-violence agreement. Outgoing Commissioner of Police Adenrele Shinaba, who was recently promoted to the rank of AIG, said the agreement was necessary to avert clashes between rival political party members. The AIG in charge of Zone 1,
in Kano, we are prepared to have sleepless nights to make sure that the people of Kano live in peace, do their business without fear of any rancor.
We all are living witnesses to the fact that some weeks ago, the President Commander-in-Chief of the Armed Forces and also the presidential candidate of the PDP, and General Muhammad Buhari, the presidential candidate of the APC, and indeed other presidential candidates, signed the peace accord in Abuja, signifying the fact that they are prepared and willing to ensure that there's no violence.
And that wraps it this hour at Court TV News. Join us again at the top of the hour for more stars. I am Nifemi Oguntoye. Thanks for being there.